All right, today on StudyBall, we're going to take a look at another rookie who's making a push to be the starter in Pittsburgh, and that's Kenny Pickett. With a lot of questions about the guys in front of him, he's doing a nice job of letting them know, hey, you drafted me for a reason. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm seeing, and I'm definitive with the throws that I'm making, which is what you want from your quarterback position, especially when you've got a team around you and a defense around you like they do in Pittsburgh. So I'm not sure if he's going to start, so I wanted to take a look at him here after the second preseason game because not sure when we're going to see him again. But, man, he's making an argument that they made the right pick and that he could start from day one in Pittsburgh. So let's take a look at the film, and I'll show you what I see. So a big part of playing the position is just being definitive and knowing what you're looking at. So we're going to run a play here that we call stick. It's a flat here. It's a stick here. On the backside, we're going to run what we call combo, which is a slant and a flat. Okay, so we like this combo look on the backside when we've got one defender underneath, corner off, doesn't necessarily have to be off, but one defender underneath that we can read whether he's going to the flat or he's going back to the slant, okay? This guy right here is the determining factor on everything, and we're going to see this a little bit later in this film as well. But if this guy's sitting in a tight position, what we call a quarters position, where he's in a position to be able to help on the slant, then this side is off, and normally when we're getting quarters, which is what we're seeing here, meaning a quarter of the field, quarter of the field, quarter of the field, quarter of the field, we like to go over to this side and isolate this one linebacker here inside out in that particular look. But if you do get quarters, you say to yourself, okay, the slant's dead, so it's not really even a read anymore. But one thing that can be open is the flat right now because you've got leverage on this defender. This defender's 5-6 yards away from the flat. You know you've got the corner off. So you can say, hey, I'm not even really reading it over here. I'm pre-snapping that guy's tucked inside. Boom, I'm going to take my flat right now because it's an easy completion, not really a read involved here. So this is what I'm talking about. See Kenny Pickett, right? He's making that decision right now. He sees it. He's definitive. Turn. Get your flat out there. I'd like to see him pop his feet a little bit quicker so this throw is a little bit more accurate. But nonetheless, knows what he's seeing. I like it. So you see over here he's probably taking the flat. Could hit the stick back behind it. Good concept to that side. But the recognition of what he's seeing as a rookie, impressive. Get the ball out. Let your playmaker make a play. Okay, come back to this play right here. So here we're going to run a skinny post, and then we're going to have a choice route here by our back. Okay, on the other side, we're going to run a corner route with two unders. Okay, so we're going to see what Seattle does. Okay, if they rotate down here and go to a single high, this skinny post is an option down to the choice. And I actually like that best if they're going to a single high, feeling like you've got an opportunity, especially with this safety on the backside hash. The front side, okay, this isn't a great zone beater because to me, when you have a zone beater, you never have guys going to different zones. So you'll notice he's going to the deep third over here, he's going to the middle, he's going to the hook. So they're all going to different zones. So if they're going to play a one high zone look here, what's going to happen? I'm going to run right into the corner. I'm going to run into the Mike linebacker. I'm going to run into the Sam backer. And it's not a great zone concept because we don't get a chance to truly high-low anybody to that side. So I've always used that more as a man beater than anything. But if you are going to read it over there against zone, what we're really reading is this guy right here. So as we push vertical, if this guy widens to the tight end or gets depth here, now we can read this underneath, and then this defender, if he squeezes it, then we go back outside. So you see Kenny kind of peek to the left-hand side. So I would love for him to stay there because this guy's coming down, and we might say, he still stays too high to hit the skinny post. No problem, but with that happening, you've got great leverage to be able to take the choice there. But, okay, looks over there, gets the rotation, understands what he's seeing. Now I'd like to see him get back and read that Mike linebacker. Mike linebacker, what's he do? He gets width right now. So be ready to hit this quick one. Now, he gets there, right? He gets back to it and gets the right completion, but I'd like to see him hit it right now based off of what this guy does, okay? If this guy turns and puts his foot in the ground and covers it, now we can recover to the outside one. So just, again, having a feel and understanding on different concepts, what's good against man and zone, and in situations where they're not necessarily the best concept, where can we get a possible read and get the ball out quick? And as I said, he does get back to the right guy and gets a completion, just not a big completion because he was a little bit late getting there. But still enjoy watching his eyes and processing the information, and he's still getting and making plays. I love this one. Okay, so we're going to push this up here, and we're going to run our back on what we call a bullets route. So this is kind of a half swing, half wheel route. Okay, we're always looking to hit the back quickly if we can. So in this particular case, this really turns out to be kind of a combo man. So normally this stacked backer has the back and this guy has the tight end. But these guys combo it with the back releasing here. Now this outside backer is going to go cover him, and the inside backer is going to work to the tight end. But nonetheless, he's got soft coverage by either one of these guys. They're going sideways. He's got this little window right here. Look at the reaction, sees it, boom, puts your foot in the ground, and then a great ball on the upfield number of his back. Doesn't have to slow down. Recognition of what he's seeing, bang, getting the ball out and setting them up inside the 5-yard line. Really enjoy what he's doing and how quickly he's getting the ball out. Here's another one, okay? So we get this little motion here. What we call a yo-yo motion, start one side, come back. Nobody's moving, like nobody's chasing him. So normally you think, okay, they're probably in some kind of a zone. Now, it looks like man across the board in other places, even though nobody's chasing him right there. So whatever happens, great recognition again by Kenny. We got one high safety. Okay, this guy you would think is the guy covering the tight end in this particular look. They're going to end up bringing pressure here, and then this backer is going to come over to that side. But watch the recognition by Kenny, okay? For whatever reason, this guy turns outside. Soft spot in the zone is right there. Again, he's holding that free safety, making sure nobody comes over, puts the back foot in the ground, sticks the ball on his tight end. Another great recognition, quick decision, definitive with the throw. We get the 2-point conversion. So you're seeing it. You see that he's recognizing different things that are happening on the football field, and he's able to take advantage of it because he's quick to know how the different plays attack the different looks that he's getting. Okay, this is the one thing that I think he's got to work on. So we've seen on all the plays up to this point that really he's been definitive when he's hit his first read. Okay, the one we saw in the red zone wasn't quite as definitive, got to the right guy, but as he had to move through his progressions, wasn't quite as definitive. Here's another one. We're going to run this out here, corner route to this side, and then we're going to bring a shallow back here. Okay, so the look is telling us we've got a chance at this out right here. Now, I don't like the route by the receiver. He starts in a good position because we're trying to attack the outside number of this corner, because then I hold leverage. Quarterback can lay it to the sideline, and it's our guy or no guy. But when the receiver comes up, he ends up pushing back inside the defender. See it right there? Right here, he pushes back inside. So now he loses his outside leverage and pushes back inside as a quarterback. Once he does that, I'm like, okay, I'm done. He's creating contact, or he's giving leverage back to the defense. Now get right down here to your shallow. Right down to your shallow, okay? So he knows he doesn't want it. Yes, there's a little pressure off the edge, but I think he can step up here. He's got a nice pocket right here. Step up and just hit your shallow coming across. So one thing that he struggled with up to this point is when he's got to get past his number one read, and again, he's doing a nice job of changing his number one read based off of what the defense has given him. So as a good quarterback does, you're going to get your number one read a lot of times because you're basing it off of the defense. Here, doesn't get his number one read. Get to your number two. Get to your number two, takes off, tries to make a play with his feet, leads to a sack right there So I want to see him grow in terms of, okay, win that first guy. You think that guy's going to be open. Oh, doesn't happen. Where do I go from there? Can I get to the proper guy through my progressions? Okay, like this one here. So we're in a third down situation. We're going to run a hook here, and we're going to have comebacks on the outside, basically the same thing mirrored on both sides. Okay, we're in a 3rd and 8 situation here. You'll notice Seattle's going to bring pressure off the edge. Natural rule of thumb is see pressure, attack pressure. Okay, so when they're going here, they're voiding an area, so we like to attack the area that they're voiding. So that's exactly what he's going to do here. They bring pressure. He's going to be ready for it. His receiver turns around. He's going to stick it on him. The thing that I wish he would do, and again, not that I expect this from a rookie, but what you're going to see is as they bring pressure here, this guy comes over to cover for the pressure. This guy drops down to cover for the pressure. So as he gets this hook, you'll notice that guy's kind of in between 2 defenders. And being in between 2 defenders, it forces Kenny to kind of throw this outside and low and force the receiver to come back. So this is a good throw based on the defense that he's seeing, but we got 3rd and 8, and we're going to bring our receiver back and only get 7 here because of the look. Here's what I'd like to see him do. Understand the pressure, wants to go to this side and attack the pressure, but once these guys squeeze this, go out here to your one-on-one. Okay, the only guy that can really take that away is this safety buzzing out there. That safety doesn't buzz out there. He stays inside, so it's almost like a double team on his inside guy. Be able to just progress through that and get to your one-on-one. You'll see it's an easier throw. I don't have to throw it around anybody. And you get a nice winner, and it automatically gets you that first down. So not mad at this. Sees the pressure, attacks the pressure, hits the void, makes a good throw away from the defenders. Just making the game easier, understanding what you get in different spots, and the easier throw probably being the outside throw right there. Okay, here we go again. Same basic concept that we had before here. Here, back's going to come and run this bullets route again, and we're going to get up over the top here. So, wants to hit the bullets. You see right there. He wants to hit the bullets again like he did earlier in the game. This corner doing a nice job of holding on it, so if he throws it, bang, he's setting his guy up. So, doesn't have it. Okay? Where's my number 2? Number 2 is this shallow right here. I'd like to see him come and work to the shallow. You're seeing again here. I don't have my number 1. Boom, I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna take off. And he does a nice job. He's very athletic, does a nice job with his feet, picking up some positive yards, getting a first down. So we're never gonna argue with this. It's just the thing that I noticed as I was watching tape is really good when he knows where he's going with the football and he gets his number 1 guy. When he's got to get beyond that, not quite as comfortable and more likely to take off and try to make a play than being able to stay in the pocket and get to his number 2 progression. Love it when he's definitive. Again, you see it right here. We got corner off. We got a whole bunch of bodies in here. Okay, we got corners off on both sides. I've got an out to both sides. Make the game easier. Quarterbacks, make the game easier. Make the game as easy as possible, as quickly as possible. Okay, so we're speeding this up. Don't want to worry about all these bodies as we're doing all these crossers in here. You got one-on-one on the outside. Take it, be definitive, put your back foot in the ground, let it go. Nice ball to his receiver, gets it to him quickly so he can catch it and make a move. And this setup was the game-winning touchdown in their first game against Seattle. All right, now let's get to his second game. All right, nice job right here. We're just going to run a sprint action with what we call horn or smash. So it's just a hitch and a corner right there. We're going to roll the quarterback out. Okay, we saw this last week with Desmond Ridder. Quarterbacks understand, depending on the concept that you have, that even though we're moving the pocket and we're trying to, run away from these defenders, doesn't mean you have to run to get outside the tackle before you throw it. There are certain concepts, in this one, this is a 5-yard route out there. Okay, it's like a 3-step drop or 3 steps off of this move that it's not important for you to get outside the tackle. Why do I say that? Because it's more important that you get turned and set and attack your throw instead of having your body getting wide and then making it hard on yourself to turn your shoulders. Now, watch Kenny. He goes straight sideways here, but does a great job right there. See it. Sideways, great job right there, turning his shoulders, setting up, but you see the problem, and again, it's a good throw, but his body weight is going this way while he's trying to throw it that way. So it just makes the game harder. Makes a great throw, does a nice job with his shoulders to get this ball out, but I'd like to see it just like with Desmond Ridder, knowing I don't have to get outside this tackle. First step is a drop step, or what we call a bucket step, because what that does is it forces you, when you go back, to turn your shoulders and helps you to get your line set, okay? The line between where you're throwing it to, the position of where you're throwing it to the person that you're throwing it to. We want that to be as much of a straight line as possible, because now we've got all of our power and body working in the same direction. It makes it harder to miss these throws. So I'd like to see a bucket step and then turn 2-3, get this ball out to the hitch. If you've got to go to this one that's deeper, now we can recover and possibly get more width if we have to get more width at that time. But we have to play the play, meaning we've got to play to the quick throw first, so our footwork has to tie to the quick throw. Now, I'm not saying Kenny isn't taught to do what he's doing here. I'm not saying he's doing it wrong based on what he's taught. I'm just talking about true technique. So if young quarterbacks or coaches are watching this, right, we're moving the pocket simply to set a different line for these guys. But if I'm throwing a hitch route, I'm not going to get 7 steps outside this tackle to throw a hitch route. So it's more important to get lined up, bucket step, turn your hips, turn your shoulders, make the throw. But nice job here, even though he does that, turning his shoulders right there and getting the ball out, even with pressure in his face, making a good decision, getting that quick completion. All right, so we've got a 3rd and long here. They're going to run corner route back here, influence, big in, and then check downs in both directions. All right, so again, we can watch the result of this, right? 3rd and long. There's not a lot of plays in your playbook for 3rd and long. He does a nice job of getting it down to one of his check downs. Good decision right there, knowing that there's nothing open down the field. I just like to watch guys' eyes. And so, eyes, all right? So with this particular look, again, we're kind of in a quarters look here. Everybody's dropping back, okay? In a quarters look, knowing I'm going to seam inside and then run a corner over here, probably going to have outside leverage with the corner, probably not going to have the corner route up top. So I'm really thinking this is my throw against quarters. Now, I have no problem with you verifying, can I get the one-on-one and make the game easier over here before I get to the big end. I would just like to see quarterbacks understand what you're probably not going to get. You're probably not going to get this, so peek that first, okay? Peek that first, because this is probably where you're going to have to stay based on the look that you're getting. You can come back here late, and again, not saying late. You can come back here second and still be on time and read your high-low, because you know this is the concept that I'm probably going to get against quarters. What Kenny does here is he reads this side first, then comes back over here, and it's a little bit harder because, again, what you notice is the corner should take that away. Now we've got a defender underneath that has a chance to take away our check down. What I notice to this side is that if I'm running this big in with this check down here, I can ultimately high-low one guy. So it's not basically 2 on 2. Over here, I'm saying that I've got 2 on 1 to this side. So I'd like to see Kenny kind of shift his eyes and go ahead and peek backside, see if you get the easy one-on-one. No, corner stays outside. That's dead. Now get your eyes back to the front side. Read it out. This guy's getting a whole bunch of depth. Dump it off right here to your tight end. And I'm not saying he's going to get the first down, but you're basing it off of a defender that gets deep as opposed to starting over here and Xing this off quickly and then going back to a spot where they've actually are in pretty good position to cover it. But bottom line is, didn't force anything down the field. 3rd and long, played the play, said throw a check down. He threw a check down and got what he was able to get. Love this one. So we talked about it earlier, right? The combo concept here with the flat. Okay, he's going to have, just like before, here and the stick. So it's a stick combo that we saw before. We saw quarters before that. He took the flat right now on quarters. This is giving us a too high look. Now, this is a great job by Kenny Pickett because when I'm looking at these guys, you see their heads are facing inside. Okay, normally when you get man-to-man coverage, the heads of the defenders are locked in to the receivers because they've got to chase them wherever they go on the snap. They're looking inside if it's zone coverage. All right, so it looks to me like it's a two zone. As we snap the ball, you're going to notice that they're playing more of a man look. Chasing. This backside backer is the one that really gives it away. He turns and chases the back, and then we've got a corner chasing on the backside. So here's what makes it interesting, is that if I've got two zone, I do not want to come back to this side. Don't want to come back to this side because I've got a defender sitting in here to take the slant. I have a defender sitting out here to take the flat, and I have absolutely nothing over to this side. So I'd rather read out the front side if I get a too high zone look. If I get too high man, it comes back to this safety as we were talking about before. If he's in position to help on the slant, then I need to go to the other side. He's deep here. He's not in a position to help with the slant. So two man, I've got an opportunity to get the flat running away from this defender. If this defender matches really quick, now I've got the window that I want to the slant. So again, see Kenny, nice job here. I don't know how he saw it, but he did. This guy matches to the flat right now. Watch him, does a great job planting that foot in the ground, holding on the back foot, boom, driving that slant right on the numbers, right behind that Will linebacker. He's running to the flat, beats the safety, and we're getting a big play right here. Really, really well done by Kenny Pickett to recognize this. Boom, ball's out, definitive, knows exactly what he's seeing and making plays. Let's come back here. Another nice job, okay? It looks like it's going to be one high. Dropping down. One high, we've got a go route over here. Like it. We've got an inside fade here. Depending on the technique of this guy, I like it. Now we can just work the free safety and go side to side. Jacksonville on the snap, boom. What are they doing? Running back to cover two. Running back to cover two, what we call a Tampa 2. Kenny does a great job of recognizing that on the snap, knowing that's dead, okay? Now the soft spot in the zone is going to be right there in the middle. So it's the recognition on the snap of the coverage. Boom. What do you see again? Back foot in the ground, know where I'm going. We whiff up front, a guy in my face, doesn't matter. I know exactly what I'm doing with the football. Boom, takes a hit, delivers it to the soft spot, recognizing what you're seeing, and then once you recognize, knowing what your throw is. What do you have on that particular play? Who becomes your number one receiver? Bang. Another good job by Kenny Pickett right there. All right, love this one right here. Okay, so we're going to push vertical. We've got a shallow, and we've got a choice route right behind it. You're going to see right here the Jacksonville. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 down linemen. Okay, in this situation, it looks like their offensive line is turning to this fifth guy right here. So they're going to bring pressure with these two guys. Back's coming over to get him, but really isn't able to pick up both of these guys. Now, the offensive line sort this out and do a nice job that if the back understood what the O-line was doing, they could have picked it up. But this is really what we call a hot situation, meaning we got a guy coming free that we can't block. So in a hot situation, we got a couple options. Okay, we get a hot right here. If the shallow's looking, we could pop the shallow on him real quick, or we can hot this choice route and have to get the football out to that choice route. When teams bring a zone dog, right, the pressure off to one side, we saw it before. Safety drops down to play the outside. This backside backer is going to push hard over to that side to take care of that inside void. Defensive end usually pops out to play zone on the backside. So Kenny's hot. He knows he's got a free hitter coming right here. This defender is coming over here fast on this choice. So he can't hit this choice right now, or it's probably an interception, maybe even a pick six. So watch Kenny right here. Hang in there. Hang in there. Know I'm hot. Know a guy's coming in my face. Waiting for this guy to run. Sees his eyes and is going to hit the second window here on the hot. Back behind that defender. Really well done. While getting hit again. Letting the ball go to that second window. Ball's on the money. Great recognition, great understanding, good patience and toughness in the pocket, and a great throw for a big play. Love this, okay? Another touchdown play right here. So we're going to come off and we're going to run kind of a similar concept that we ran. These guys going back to the corner here earlier. Oh, guess not. I guess we're running the straight mesh, okay, going here, shallow coming there, flat coming out here. Too many guys I see pass up these quick flats. To me, a quick flat, if you've got any leverage at all, with a good ball is where big plays happen because you got leverage on everybody. If you can put a good ball on your back and he's got a little bit of space, it forces the defender to have to chase him down and tackle him with the ball in his hands. But again, you see no hesitation by Kenny. He understands what he's seeing. He recognizes man coverage. Man coverage, this guy's got to get through the mesh, right? All these bodies here, but also look at the distance. He's almost 10 yards away from the running back. So not only does he have to cover width and stay wide or wider than the back, he's also got to cut down depth if he's going to make this tackle without us gaining 5-7 yards. So to be able to do both of those things, running 100 miles an hour, running through this contact here with the offensive guys and the defensive guys covering a man, I love it. See it, get the ball out, know that you've got leverage, put the ball in a money spot, right? Here's what it is, right? Now the guy's playing catch up. He's trying to play width and depth. He's trying to cut it down. Now he's in a bad spot. Now he's got to cover a tough back who's got his shoulders turned going down the field. Boom. Love it. Love it. Great decision. Definitive. Knows what he's looking at. Gets the ball in a perfect position. Gets another touchdown. So there you go. Great job by Kenny Pickett of understanding what he's seeing, understanding what the play calls for with those different looks. So one time, hey, the pre-snap look is telling me this guy over here is number one. All of a sudden they rotate on the snap. Boom, that makes this other guy number one. And you saw Kenny Pickett recognize that stuff, have a comfort level in the offense, able to change his number one read on the fly, and then was definitive. Put that back foot in the ground, drive the throw, be convicted in what you're seeing. No hesitation when he's got that first guy open, doing some really, really good things for a rookie. As I said, want to see him progress when that number one guy is taken away. Where do I go? Can I stay comfortable in the pocket? Although he made some nice plays with his feet, comfortable in the pocket to be able to get through my reads and continue to let my guys do the work for me. But a lot of really good stuff from Kenny Pickett.